You can put anything in a pickle, so I found.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
Put my dirty fingers in them.
and that is that's why I
that'll go
have the
under the next
toothpicks.
category, the pickle flavors.
That does not count, Phil.
Still a man, old fat baby back blues.
Gdayall, and welcome to episode 44, The Pickle Show. Welcome, Phil.
Hey, how's your pickle?
Well, I've got some McClure's pickles that are good sitting in front of me. I'm going to crack those open before the end of this recording, I think.
Okay.
But, here we are again. We're getting a bit New York heavy. Here's another New York heavy.
There's a reason for
thing.
that, you know?
Yes, I do know.
It's so good, so great a city, they named it twice.
Oh, God. Yes. Now, Phil.
Yes.
Well, I know you love pickles, but you love them so much that you saw the movie, The American Pickle. Three-word review.
Yeah, and I told you about it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it stunk. Yeah, that's two.
That's two.
Did you see it?
No, because I only need to see the trailer, and then I was pretty sure that I didn't need to see the rest of it. Yeah. I probably got the best bits.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to be talking about all sorts of pickle-related topics, but before we get into it, we're going to do a bit of housekeeping.
So get the broom out.
You know how I feel about it. The secret code is now working a little bit differently. So on the website, click on the listener discount logo. There's an assortment of special items that will request the secret code. The secret code will be updated monthly. And this code, well, this is the last one for July. So July is
apple pie. So
you pop that in there and your listener discount will be applied. And finally, you can, as well, you can get a hold of us at podcast@usafoods.com.au.
Oh, they can't hold us. They can't grab us. So what do you mean?
Get a hold of, oh, jeez.
Come on.
Right. Okay. So you can.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. That's the thing, Phil. You're not. That's okay. So if you guys want to subscribe or share or talk to some other people that might be interested in this podcast, we'd love for you to do that. And we'd love to hear from you guys.
There you go. All right. So back to the show with, how can we get back to the show when we haven't had a break yet?
Oh, well.
We have a pickle break now?
We do need a pickle break. Already?
Okay.
Oh, no.
No. We're saying no. No pickle break. I want my pickle.
Because I've got a selection of pickles in the fridge.
All right.
And Brendan's just being mean.
All right. Well.
Okay.
So we'll skip back to the show and just tell them what is today's content of the show.
Right. Well, we're going to have some stats. It all started in a Jewish deli.
Of course.
Is the topic. Yes. So I should just sit here and eat pickles and let you do the whole show. And also, you might hear Ralphie's handing Phil dog toys to be thrown to him. We're going to talk about different types of pickles, methods of pickling, areas and some brands. And the best bit,
weird pickle flavorings.
There's some good stuff, and I think we should order some stuff for the shop.
Yeah, okay.
Because I want one.
And then also different things you can pickle.
You can pickle.
You can pickle more than pickles.
You can pickle lots of pickles.
Yeah, I never knew when I was young. I never knew a pickle was a cucumber.
I didn't either.
And over here, they're pickled cucumbers. They don't call them cucumbers in America. They're just pickles.
I saw this quote. It was a pickle is a cucumber that sold out. Like that one. So, Phil, why don't you hit us with our first fact?
All right. As another World's Fair fact, in 1893, the Chicago World's Fair, H.J. Heinz, known for 57 varieties, used a pickle-shaped pins to lure customers on his way out of his booth. So they had to go in first. And they were getting out. And he gave out free food and over 1 million pickle pins.
I wonder if we could find some floating around on eBay.
If there was a million, that'd be pretty much
there has to be some still around.
eBay. Yep.
Yeah. There's some good old American marketing way back when. Mm-hmm. I wonder if you got a deal on them. They didn't plan that, but they just said, "I got pickles for you."
I got a pickle. Oh,
and in Connecticut, right, which is an interesting state. My friend Zana lived there for a while and found it a little bit different for her. In order for a pickle to be officially considered a pickle, it must bounce. Like the dog toy that you're throwing to Ralphie right now.
So bounce like a dead cat or bounce like a Spalding,
Maybe it just bounces like a quarter on a well-made bag. I don't know.
All right. And then we got the presidential and GI fact.
It's a combo this week.
Yep. So Queen Elizabeth I.
Yes.
So that's not the Queen Mom.
No, not now. No, this was a long time ago.
Long time. Okay. So she developed a passion for pickles. You won't go there. As did President George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams.
Oh, it's a good trio.
And then during World War II,
yes.
WW2, the U.S. government embarked on 40% of the pickle production for the armed forces.
Well, they
gotta keep those boys happy with pickles.
That's right. So they had their
pickles and Hershey bars
and peanut butter and coffee. Peanut butter.
That's what.
There's a lot of alliteration in this one. Okay, so now.
Wait. So another thing is, we were talking about it earlier during the Korean War. All right.
Yes.
So there's only one member of the TV show MASH that was actually in the Korean War, and that was Klinger.
Yes.
And he's from, of course, Toledo,
Ohio. He was always fetching in his dress.
Yeah. And he does mention on the show a few times, I think about 3 or 4 different times, he's got a care package from Tony Packo's. Tony Packo's Pickles. Now, we brought him in for once, and I think other than you and myself, we're the only two that bought it. Nobody else had that nostalgia thing or remembered it from.
But you know what?
From MASH.
Pickles have had a renaissance now because there's all these people that are getting into fermented foods and making their own pickles and wanting cool stuff. So
it's like eating sauerkraut and kimchi. That's all these things.
That's right. So again, you were ahead of your time. We were talking about this the other day, Sean and I, about Takis. You were ahead of your time back then, too.
Yeah, nobody wanted to know the first time we brought them in.
Now people will kill each other for them.
The chamoy, that salsa sauce or something.
That's right.
Yeah, nobody knew about it. First time we got in, I remember Phil saying, "We can't sell this stuff. we got to mark it down." Now we can't keep it.
I got 3 phone calls today saying, "Do you have chamoy?" So there you go. Now what we're going to do is,
there's the pickle pin.
Brendan is showing us the pickle pin.
It's on eBay now.
It's on eBay, and there's a heap
of them. There's a whole. I thought there's
a selection.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and you can also get I think it had little soups that you could hang on them as well.
Okay.
All right. So now we will be back after the break.
Okay, now we're back, and we'll do the stats.
The stats. So 41% of Americans say their favorite way to eat pickles is on a sandwich or a burger. Though straight from the jar is a close second at 39%.
9%. Wow.
I know.
So, and everybody likes pickles, except for the Australians. Australians are not pickle people.
They are not pickle people.
And you could tell. So 86% of the people like it, especially baby boomers, which is 90%.
Well, yes, it was because you went to a lunch counter and you had your pickle and you kind of went out for that.
And you know, there's always certain things that you eat. You have to have a pickle.
Absolutely.
It's like love and marriage, It's like gin and tonic.
That's exactly right. A Reuben and a pickle.
Yeah.
Or a good turkey sandwich and a pickle.
Oh. A club sandwich.
Yes. Oh, yep. That is absolutely right. Do you know, this is not on the list, but I have my own favorite stat.
And a pastrami sandwich.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you. When it's pastrami's warm.
Yeah, that's the only way to eat it.
Yeah, yes, that's you told me that, and I learned from you. An American eats 8.5 pounds of pickles a year.
Wow, I'm sure some people like me eat more than that.
Well, you're making up for those that don't like them. That's right.
Yeah, like you go to McDonald's here, and you hit a car in front of you. They're ordering. I'll have 2 Big Macs, no pickles. Yeah, I'll have the extra pickles, thank you.
You just get a pickle burger.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's a good idea. Pickles with, in fact, a pickle sandwich.
But that would be good.
I had one the other day, almost a pickle sandwich.
What'd you put on it?
So just mayonnaise.
Yep.
Tomato.
Yes.
And pickles. Sliced pickles.
Ooh, that sounds good. Well, here that would be the salad sandwich. Less the few other things.
There's no carrots and lettuce on it. No.
It's nothing falling out.
Just the basic things. Well, they were squishy because the mayonnaise does shoot the pickle and the tomato out.
I like that. Now, busy households with kids 13 to 17 years old are more likely to eat them straight out of the jar as opposed to sandwiches. At my house, we kind of put them like I've actually cut up a few pickles for us to munch on.
You made them like hors d'oeuvres over
Well, that's just so weird. Like if it was just Brendan and I wouldn't put the toothpicks in.
Okay.
My mother raised me right.
Yeah.
So, but we would have them just cut in a bowl, like when doing hors d'oeuvres, or they were always out at like Thanksgiving or Super Bowl or any family gathering. I love them.
And I remember going to like the delis in New York, and they're sitting on a table, and now they don't give them as freely as they used to because they got more expensive.
Yeah.
They would just sit at the table and you just like eat all the pickles and go, we have more pickles? And they like, well, you want my pickles? They give you that look.
You ready to order yet?
Yeah.
Those like the chips at the Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
Now, well, speaking of that, it really all started in a New York deli. They're not sure which Jewish deli, but at a Jewish deli it started. The pickle became popular when Jewish immigrants came to New York from Eastern Europe, and the delis used the pickle as a palate cleanser.
Yeah, and you think about it, it is like if you eat something that, like you're eating a pastrami sandwich.
That's right.
It's greasy.
Yep, you need to break that with a sharp flavor. Mm-hmm. So originally a Jewish tradition, the pickle has grown into a deli staple that has made its way onto every plate across America. Even at the little lunch counter we used to go to at Conrad's, where I used to watch Mr. Conrad make ice cream, I would get my egg and olive sandwich, and there was a dill pickle spear there.
I was going to say maybe I pickle ice cream.
I don't know, but that you never know. We've seen some weird ice creams. We might have even mentioned one once.
And then they do so many different things. We'll talk about that later. What you could do with a pickle.
Oh yeah, and it's good for you too.
And then you go to any gas station or 7-Eleven, and there's the pickles in a pouch, which we sell.
We do. Which people
they love it.
I think it caught on. I think the Australians have seen it on things like TikTok and different things. But a Van Holten's
I think they
pickle
just
in
like
a pouch.
holding them.
It's squishy. I've done that. I've played with them. I'm just shaking them up.
Comments.
And by the 1930s, entrepreneurs became pickle vendors across the Lower East Side. So there's a whole, I forgot what.
Well, my dad, his army buddy, Mo, I think it was Mo or Marsh.
Yes.
One of the two. But anyway, we used to go down like when we went to, because they had the blue laws in New York.
Right.
So everything was closed on Sunday.
Okay.
Remember those days, right?
Well, no.
Yeah, except for Lower Manhattan, because it was predominantly Jewish. So they didn't have to go by the blue laws because they were closed on Saturday.
That's right. That's their
Sabbath. So we used to go down there and, buy everything, from clothes to jewelry. And then we go to the pickle. We had a corner shop and he had them in the barrel store. I remember as a kid and it was a nickel for a pickle. But they were big pickles, and I remember getting them there.
There was a movie now. Hopefully my mother will be able to answer this for me because I can't look at. There was a movie. It takes place.
Not the pickle movie.
Not that movie. This is a while back. It ends up having a romance in it of some sort because it's my mother. But it all takes place in that area, and her grandmother wants her to marry the son of the pickle guy. Because he's going to be the pickle guy. He's like, it's a good match. You should do it. And she's like, I don't know if I want to marry the pickle guy. It all took place in that area, which is pretty cool.
Well, he did pretty well off. I remember from my father talking about him. That business was very good.
Well, everyone wants them.
Everybody wants them. And then he was doing wholesale too. But everything, when you went down to Lower Manhattan, now down near Canal Street and stuff, everything was wholesale. Well, get it for your wholesale. Don't worry about it. It's signed at the door. It says wholesale on. Yeah, you can come in. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Well, there was even a famous Pickle War that happened between the vendors in the Lower East Side, which people can look up and read about because it went from, I think, the early 1900s and only finished in 2009.
Wow.
And it's
a 100-year pickle war.
That's right. And it's who stole whose pickle recipe and whose pickle area and which pickle is better. And it was just a harrowing subject.
And who's packing pickles.
Now, we've got pickle types we're going to talk about now. Now, a lot of these we have in, but I need you to explain some when we get down to these. So you've got your genuine dill pickle. So that's like, we've been eating those today. So that's the dill flavor
and
through
then
it.
some of them are more garlic, less garlic.
That's right. So it's a personal preference. Jeanette had a really good saying, because people would say, what one do you recommend? It's like, it is a personal preference.
It is. Yeah.
Everyone tastes different. So you can't just have, a consistency with that.
I like the real ripe, sour dill pickle.
That's what we're going to get down to in a second.
So
then we've got the kosher dill, which is manufactured and certified in accordance with Jewish dietary laws. They're very popular. They're more.
It's like what you get on the McDonald's hamburger. That's a dill.
Yeah. And they're more robust than dill pickles, so much so the name has stuck, and kosher dills are the ultimate accompaniment to a overstuffed dilly sandwich, which I agree. I think they're sharper. Now we've got Bubbies.
Yes.
They are magnificent.
But those are fermented. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will. We will be talking about that. But they are a fantastic, they're refrigerated item.
Yep. And they're totally different than anything else in the store.
That's exactly right. And the flavor is just
hits you.
It does, but it doesn't make your nose run or your eyes water, but it's just beautiful. And there's the overnight dill, which is sort of a quick pickling. So you can just soak them overnight, sort of thing, in the brine. A lot of people do that quick pickling. Like I know back in California, you'd see that if you had too many cucumbers in the backyard, you could
do that.
throw that
tomatoes,
together.
They pickle tomatoes.
Yes, absolutely.
Green ones.
Yes, and there's also Polish and German style dills. And now, Phil, sour and half sour. Hit me with what the difference is.
So the half sour, it goes by crispiness.
Right.
So like the Bubba's will be a full sour because they're soft.
Right.
And then like the Mercurius here, that's almost like a half sour. But there's another company in New York called Batenti.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And they make a beautiful half sour pickle. But so it has more crunch to it.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's still a bit riper than being pickled, fermented or whatever.
Right. So the full sours.
Yeah, full sour.
So that's the difference. So rather than it's the crunchiness is what does it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not necessarily a big fan, but I quite like bread and butter.
Yeah,
pickles.
I can tolerate the bread and butter. See, some of the other ones we'll get to that I don't like, but the bread and butter, that was like a new pickle to me because we never had them.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have that probably till I was a teenager having a bread and butter pickle. And then the first time I had it, like, this don't taste like a pickle.
Well, see, that's what my family chops up and puts into egg salad or potato salad is the bread and butter because it's not overly sweet
But any pickle, I mean, you want to make a good egg salad, tuna salad or whatever, is to chop it up. Make sure you try to get some of the moisture out of it and then, put it into your salad, your egg salad, tuna, whatever, macaroni, a salad.
Oh, that would be good. Now, the sound effects we have are the Ralphie's got the donut out, his favorite toy, and Brendan's now chasing him around, and he thinks it's a game.
Yeah. All right. Get out of the studio.
Right. So now, candied. I don't like these either. These are extra.
Why would you ever eat? What would you eat that with?
I don't know.
Would you put it in a Manhattan, maybe? Because it's sweet.
Sweet, yeah. I don't like. They are syrupy.
Yeah, let's skip those.
No, we'll skip that.
And they got no salt sweet. Never heard of that one.
No, but I just wondered because I was telling you I was trying. There is a sweet gherkin man olive does, but it has no added sugar. So I'm like, how did they do that?
Yeah, so that's.
But they did it. It's good, but I can't explain it because it's not overly sweet.
But I would think also, like it says, no salt sweet. But I would think that, well, I guess the sweetness or salt, you need one or the other or both.
Yeah, because salt brings out some, the flavor and some things.
To pickle it.
Now, sweet hot, like Dave's. Dave's had the really good sweet hot pickles.
Yeah, so first bite is a bit, it's a little sugary, and then all of a sudden, bam,
It's almost like a jam. It's almost like a chili jam.
Yeah.
They're good. Now,
chili jam is good.
Yeah.
You got me off to another topic. The candied jalapenos.
Oh, yes. We had those.
Searched so long for the fellow that made them. We found them.
Yeah.
They were just absolutely fabulous. And one of those other things that nobody bought. But probably now.
People would probably go for this.
Get them again and put them on TikTok.
You should, because people then actually be exposed to them.
Yeah, they were good.
Well, speaking of that, we're not far off because pickled peppers. Pick a peck of pickled peppers. So Not only cucumbers, but you can pickle things like jalapenos.
Yeah.
Now, banana peppers and pepperoncini. That's what
Pepperoncini. Yes.
I love that on a pizza. And I love it on a pizza.
On a pizza.
That's what we used to have at VIP Pizza.
That must be in California.
It's a California thing.
Yeah.
So our like sausage and peppers
Mm-hmm.
are those peppers in my area.
Yeah.
And we actually have a customer. Let me know who you are if you're listening. But she and her family are from California, and they buy like the big gallon jars of them. Mm-hmm. And so they all put in together and have we send like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, the Giulianos.
Yes.
Yeah, Giulianos. Yeah.
Yeah, the big giant ones. Mm-hmm. But you can. There's
the pepper rings and also, as you said, the pepperoncinos.
Yeah, and you have different levels of hot to them too. I like the mild ones.
I always had those pepperoncinos that were always on like a blimpie,
on a sandwich.
On a sandwich.
Yeah. Well, Mom used to, like for Super Bowl, get a piece of salami and then put some cream cheese and then a wax pepper or pepperoncini.
Yeah.
And then roll it up with a toothpick, and it was just like, see, and that's where we'd have our pickles around. Yeah. See, now that's
speaking of like those type of peppers.
I was waiting.
Pickled peppers.
You went first.
Yeah, is the chili geraniol. Even though they're not pickled, but now I'm thinking about them. They're so good.
And then Chicago style. Yes. I saw a recipe for that, and I thought, I wonder if I could try to make it. But then I thought I'd probably.
I saw jalapeno peppers at one of the greengrocers recently. They were a nice size, and I thought, should I take them home and make a chili geraniol?
You should.
I could use mozzarella inside because we don't have the proper cheese over here.
Yeah, well, you could wing it.
Yeah.
Because everything tastes good pickled.
Yeah.
And the cherry peppers. I love those.
We were bringing them in, and nobody else said, because I brought them in for myself. Remember, we were bringing in, I think the Centro brand.
Yes, it was Centro.
And it's stuffed. They were stuffed.
And they were magnificent.
And magnificently hot. The stuffing, I think, was hotter than the pepper and done in an olive oil. And, just so good.
Well, I think this is all, this might be the
that's a regional
subtitle of the show. Yeah. Things we should get back in.
Yeah.
Because,
now we're talking about people going to say, where is that stuff? You talked about those stuffed peppers.
Where are they? Well, because now, here's a big fancy word. Let's see if I can get it out. Everyone's doing charcuterie boards and tables and all that. So
what happened to antipasta?
I know.
Yeah. Nothing. They sold from the Italians.
The French took it from the Italians. So people are now doing that, and there would be lots of extra little bits and pieces to put on a platter that would just... Yeah. That would be magnificent. Now, we'll go into methods of pickling.
Yeah, well, you talked about the quick pickle.
I did talk about the quick pickle. Yep. Now, we're going to go into, the salt brined, or either dry or brined. The salt goes in and takes a lot of the moisture out of the pickle. So that happens before then you brine them and do them.
Yeah, it's sort of like the olives that Jeanette bought you. So she gets the black olives, which are ripe, because they go from green to black.
Yes.
And it's a lady that has olive trees, and she can't eat them. Also, she just says, come over and get some, So Jeanette brought a whole big thing. And then you put it into salt. You pack it into salt, and you let it sit there for a few weeks. And it just crinkles them up. And she takes them out of the salt, puts some olive oil and garlic, and then slow roast them in the oven. And then that's how they're pickled.
Oh, yum.
Or actually, preserved, really.
Yes, because they'll probably... I feel an evening we might have a charcuterie board for dinner tonight. I'm thinking that might be it.
Do you have one? The board. Or you got to put it on a plate.
I'll just put it on a plate.
It ain't a charcuterie board.
It's just you know what we call it? It's just like hors d'oeuvre food. Are we having hors d'oeuvre dinner? Yes, we are. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But the pickles, the olives, my dad used to pickle them but he used to use like a lye bath and do all these other things. Yeah. But he liked a project that took months. It was one of those things he'd go
as I said, like with that, then you could get things like cucumbers, zucchini, cabbage, eggplant. That's very big with the Italians. Yeah, they do it in the strips. Yeah, we had it also.
Was it Centro or Victoria?
One of the two. Yeah, I think it was Victoria.
Okay, I'm feeling this theme happening again. We'll have to do that. And then there's vinegar brine.
Mm-hmm.
So that works with.
That's probably the most common.
Yes, and then you can do that with watermelon rind, cucumbers, and other
fruits.
I've
never had that. You ever had watermelon rind?
I have,
yeah,
and I feel like I want to try it to do it here.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was eating. I was like, this is great. And it was watermelon rind because it's crunchy like a pickle.
So did people like go in the garbage and get all the rinds out? And
No, I don't think people like ate. I think it was cut. I would like to think it was cut. But, there's some people I know, like probably people in my family too.
Recycling
That's
it,
exactly right. Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah. So speaking of recycling, well, since we're talking about that. So anybody whenever we could get back to America, right? And go to places like Vegas where it's really hot. You got all these guys selling water for $1 a bottle.
Right.
Okay. Make sure you open the water. Okay.
Right.
Because what they're doing, they'll hand you the water and they open it for you. But actually, it was never opened. It was already open. They refilled it.
Oh, gross.
They probably didn't sterilize it, but hey, it's
well,
only
no,
water.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, it's only water. It's just all the lips that are being gross buckets.
Okay, well, just keep that in mind.
Yes. Now, hang on. Now that we've talked about that, I'm going to go back to some nicer things with the vinegar brine. Mm-hmm. Pickled peaches. I've seen.
I haven't seen those. That should be.
That'll be
interesting.
Because that's worth trying as well. And then we go on to fermented. Which is very trendy. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. Yeah, so with sauerkraut and all those fermented foods, yes, and kombucha and everyone's doing gut health.
Yeah.
But so Bubby's pickles, they're fermented.
They're fermented. That's why they're cloudy looking. They look like, I can't eat these. They got fuzz on them. No, that's the fermentation process.
Well, that's right. Because, a couple of weeks ago when we did the in-store, we did samples of the Bubby's pickles.
People love them.
And they did.
And the sausage. And because the girls were putting the sausage and the pickle together on a toothpick.
Girl and boy. We had Anna and Hayden.
Oh, okay.
But Anna...
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Anna...
Was I there?
You were there. You were there and you were in fine form. Had to slap you around a little bit. But when Anna I said, we're going to cut these up. She goes, are they okay? Because it was cloudy. I went, they're supposed to look like that. Actually, if they're not cloudy, they're not okay. These are how it's supposed to be. And she's like, well, I'm glad I know that because if someone, brought it up to the register, I'd be like,
well, if you ever gone to a winery or a place where they make beer, you look at the fermentation process.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful looking.
When I was away, I drank wine that was naturally fermented, natural wines. And it had sediment. It was cloudy. You couldn't see through it. Mm-hmm. But it's all good for you. So the bubbies are good for you.
Yeah.
And
I'll eat more bubbies.
We'll do that. And that works well with cabbage. So there is sauerkraut, cucumbers, and peppers.
Yeah. We were, usually when we've been ordering the bubbies and not getting them. And then we got them all those orders at one time. So we got plenty of bubbies.
There's a gentleman that he was on the subscribe list. So he would have had it. He goes, I will order a whole case.
Yeah.
So if we have it, you can have it. I think we sent that out first week.
And because they are refrigerated, but because of the weather, as long as it's chilled.
Yep.
So if you're outside of the Victoria area, we could ship it.
Yeah, that's right.
But not in the summertime.
No, that would not be good. You'll have to come visit us with an esky and we'll pack them up for you.
Yep. Okay. And where are we now? Okay. Areas.
Well, so different areas of the country have different pickles.
Like South Carolina.
Yes. So they have the low country.
The low. It produces and relies on secret family recipes. Oh.
So for their sweet option.
Yeah.
There's 2 specials on Netflix at the moment. We've talked about one of them with the deep fried.
The deep fried. Okay.
And then there's another one that's high on the hog, so African American cooking. And one of them, I think it might be deep fried. He goes to the low country. And so it's like a whole different area. They've got their own stuff that they're doing. Yeah. And
fried pickles.
Fried pickles are
the last time I fried pickles, right?
Yes.
I think I mentioned this on the radio here.
Well, do it again.
Yeah. Well, I was in Kansas.
Yes.
And with my niece, Rachel.
Yes.
So we said, okay, let's go for barbecue. Right. So we went to Bryant's, whatever his name is, Arthur Bryant.
Yes.
And then there was another one, Arizona Joe, which I think he changed his name to Kansas City Joe or something which is a big chain out there now. Because one was good for one thing and the other one Arthur Bryant's was good for burnt ends.
Yep.
So we had to make 2 trips. So the second one we went to, and we were over there looking at it. I said, "Oh, look, Rachel, they got fried pickles here." So we got a thing of fried pickles to take home.
Yes.
They didn't make it home.
Well, you know what? I don't think that would have held well enough. You did them a favor.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't have been as good.
They would have been cold. Yeah.
My favorite line out of Sweet Home Alabama is she goes like, "Do you want a fried pickle? They're just hot right out of the fat."
Yeah.
I love that. Now Texas, this bit here that we're talking with Cherith Valley, they do thick, hot, and spicy rounds with a kick, and they have red jalapenos and garlic cloves in them. But Texas has so many pickle brands. So we have, in the store we got like.
Well, we had that one that since we don't get out of Texas because people don't do the exporting anymore, we were doing that. It had the Star of Texas on it.
Yes,
made,
it was like
I can't think of it now.
It'll come to me before the end, or we'll put a little note in it. But and the Best Made's out of Texas.
Yeah, Best Made. That's it.
Yeah. No, but there's a different one. The one in the mason jars. Remember those?
Oh, right. Those. Yes. Yeah, the 2 hillbilly guys that made that. They made that hot, darn hot, and I don't know what the other darn hot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were. Oh God, they would kill you. They were so hot. Even the mild one was like you crying.
It hurt.
Yes.
But this is a perfect example of how many pickles the U.S. have because we get different pickle brands in
all the time.
Mm-hmm. So now we'll go on to West Virginia.
Now we got that other one.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I haven't tried those yet.
Sucker Punch. Brendan made his way through a jar.
Yeah. A whole jar.
What did you think?
And he drinking the pickle juice.
And he was drinking the pickle juice, and he asked me if that was okay. And I'm just like, well, if your insides are still inside, then that's okay.
They're pickled now.
He had the 3 pepper one. That has a really nice story to it. I'm trying to think of the area he's from. It escapes me, but he became a stay-at-home dad because one of his kids was born with Down syndrome. Oh. So he decided he was staying home and they loved cooking. I think he might have been a chef previously. And so he got tired of trying all the different pickle brands.
Right, he made his own.
So he made his own. Yeah. And that is the story of Sucker Punch Pickles, which are our newest that we have, newest different brand because things make a return trip back too.
Pretty soon we're going to have your fixings to make your own pickles.
Are we? Yeah. Oh, wow. How did I not know about this? You're keeping secrets.
Yeah. Well, I keep a secret till it comes in. That's like Christmas for you. I know that.
That's a nice save. Not true, but nice save. Yeah. Right. Let's get back to West Virginia.
Almost heaven.
Cloves and cinnamon. So Uncle Bunk's Chunks. I love that name.
That should be nice.
That would be. It'd be beautiful. So they have, I bet it's a bit of a bread and butter type of pickle.
Yeah, that's true.
And in New York, so Rick's Picks is a brand that amps up the classic deli style pickle with an extra garlic and coriander. Or wouldn't we call it cilantro? Do you guys,
in New York,
is it coriander in New York?
The people who write for the New York Times will call it coriander.
Right, because they're a bit Martha Stewart-y. Do they call them herbs as well? Yes. I can't do that. I just cannot. California, home sweet home.
Yeah.
So apple cider vinegar gives Happy Girl Kitchen Co.'s whole sour dills real pucker power.
All right.
So these are like sort of the top tasting in these different areas.
This is like from California? Like certainly. Yeah.
Like, hey, dude. Like, you can't really say it as well. Now, can I just say something too before we get to brands and areas? And I'm doing it this week, so I'll get back to you guys next week. I'm going to make Kool-Aid pickles, which is a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Looks freaky. Well, anything you do with Kool-Aid can look a bit freaky.
Well, you do your hair with it.
You can tie-dye with it. And it's good for you.
Yeah.
I wonder, when the dentist used to give you this thing to see if you're brushing your teeth well enough?
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's like that, too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Halloween. Like, stick your head into a vat of Kool-Aid and come out blue, Yeah,
with everyone else sticking their head in it, too. Those days are so gone now.
Head, you come out looking like the Hulk.
Yes.
Or one of Blue Man Crew or something.
And we all live. So with Kool-Aid pickles, you get a jar of dills. Then you tip out the pickle juice. Yeah. Save it. You mix a whole sachet. So a sachet of Kool-Aid makes 2 quarts or 2 liters. Put it in and a 1/4 cup of sugar. Mix that all up, pour it back into the pickles, and let it sit there for at least a week.
Right.
Give it agitated occasionally. They come out, depending on the flavor. I've picked cherry.
Yeah.
So they will be neon red, and they will have this sweet, sour cherry taste. I'm sure it'll be on TikTok at some point, and I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
But
and you know the other thing people put in. They put the packets of the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing in there, the dry one.
We did that.
You did.
We
Where's
did.
mine?
Well, it was in the fridge for a week.
Yeah. And Brendan ate it.
What? No, it was in the fridge at work. So you can blame everyone. It was at
Nobody
work.
told me.
I would have told you. Did you listen?
Probably not. I don't. Ask Jeanette if I listen. Okay.
Right.
I told you that.
I know. Such a conversation I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But we have that's on our TikTok as well because the girls did that. So I think Kaylee was the person that tried it. They're quite nice.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that again. All right. So and now we talk about fried pickles and and the ranch pickles. People grill them.
Oh, really? That would be fantastic. Actually, I love a grilled hot dog. I imagine a grilled hot dog with grilled pickles. Oh, we should do that. We should do that at work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see, this is why we had to do a podcast because we do this and just talk about this at work. So we've got some brands that we can mention. Now, when I looked up the top brands or the best brands of pickles in the US, they sort of cross between the fancier boutique brands and
there's lots of them. Like craft beer now,
Well, yeah, because God bless the hipsters because they have brought it back and they love it and they're riffing on all sorts of recipes. But I was so happy to see we've got heaps of them ourselves. So we've tried a few. So the top brands in the US, so consistently across about 5 different surveys I saw were Brooklyn Brine, so New York City deli pickles. Yeah. Which they do a gin one, and they do what? So we have all sorts of whiskey. They do whiskey as well. And here's your pickle in a pouch.
Yeah, the Van Houtens.
Van Houtens pickle in a pouch. You can get the Hot Mama, the Big Daddy,
the Tapatio.
Oh, there's Tapatio.
Tapatio. Yeah.
And there is a chamoy one. Speaking of chamoy, yes,
really?
we've had that.
We did.
Yeah,
another one I missed.
But the last time we got, Sean was right on it, got some pickles in a pouch. They were gone.
I know, they were gone instantly.
Yes, instantly. So it's not just that. They're all over. I'm sure every 7-Eleven there's some on the counter. Yeah. And then good old Vlasic kosher dill spears.
Yeah. That's probably the best known brand name in America is Vlasic for pickles.
Yeah.
It's been around for eons.
Yeah, and it's the grocery stores, that's the good one.
It's all at the grocery stores. Yeah. Every grocery store has it. It's the pickle with the penguin. Not a penguin, pelican. It starts with a P.
I always thought he was a stork, but it is a pelican.
Well, what's the difference?
There is a difference, but this is not.
They look the same.
We're not Attenborough. We'll just go with, know the pickles, not the birds.
All right.
But my family wasn't a Vlasic family. We were a Clausen family. So I don't know if that was bigger in California before things came across. Yeah. But they're very crunchy, very similar. Mm-hmm. Although I'm sure people will disagree with me on that one. Yeah. And
we also have Ungers pickles. I see you have in-store. We have to get to the in-store ones. But we're in the in-store now.
Yes, we're in the in-store. We've got McClure's, which we were sampling.
Yep, B&G.
B&G.
That come in a big jar.
They are like the gallon-sized jar. A lot of hamburger restaurants grab those from us. So we've talked about the Sucker Punch.
Yeah, the Mount Olive, the Vlasic, the B&G, the Brooklyn Brine, the McClure's, Frankie's.
Yes, and I'm sure
Frankie's does gin ones. He puts gin in them.
Yeah. Oh, you can put anything in a pickle, so I found.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
put my dirty fingers in them.
And that is why I have the toothpicks.
The next category, the pickle flavors.
That does not count, Phil. Right now, we should, as we make a list of everything we need to get back in, I want to get some of these things in.
Okay.
You know what I want to get? I am going to go straight down to Flinkles. Flinkles. They're dill pickle sprinkles.
Dill pickle sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Say that sentence. Flinkles, dill pickle sprinkles.
Okay.
So put that on your sundae.
Yeah. Put that on your sundae. You're right.
I just think you can make a sugar cookie.
Yeah.
And put your dip.
Oh, like the yin and yang.
It would be.
Yeah.
Or just freaky and gross your friends out, which I like doing too. But okay. So Phil, let's go through this because we've had heaps of these.
Chips. Hang on, let's get into say it. Come on, have a go.
Come on, say it. Yes.
What am I saying?
Do that Finkel line.
Oh, Finkel dill pickle sprinkles.
See, he did it.
Ha
ha, you got him.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we had to Mr. Finkelstein, so I'm used to saying.
Used to it. I had no friends by Finkel.
Well, see.
We're allowed to write Finkel.
Yeah. So we
Ace Ventura.
Oh my god. And so we go to Ace Ventura.
All righty, move on.
Some of those. So Ace delivers some of our packages sometimes.
So there's pickle chips.
Yes.
So we have like the Pringles pickle chips, and we do some other brands of pickle chips. But now to make a pickle chips out of pickle chips.
That's like classic pickle chips.
Yeah, like apple chips. So like an apple chip that they dry the apple, they do it a pickle, and they dry the pickle and make a real pickle.
Dehydrated pickle chips.
Yeah.
In a pickle patch.
And it would be really good with the Cheez-Its.
Can I have a pouch of pickled chips?
And then we got the sunflower seed pickle chips.
Now we had spits in with sunflower.
Sometimes the Dave's, so I think we get the pickle, but mostly spits.
It's spits, which I thought was bogus, but they've been around forever, and they're
from Canada, eh?
Hey, they're sponsoring the World Series the last couple years ago. Now.
So French's dill pickle dill pickle crunchy toppers. We have had that. So that looks in the same jar or the same little package as the fried onions. Owned in the dill pickles, and they also have jalapenos that way too.
Now, how good would that be, like on a burger or on a hot dog? Yeah. Can we put that on the list, maybe to bring those back in just briefly? Just personal use. Okay, dill pickle cotton candy.
Do we have that in now? We've got a whole bunch of talking.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, because we do. We have all sorts of flavors. We have
Dr. Pepper
and like, wasn't it like tropical punch and all sorts of.
And then pickled popsicles.
May I have a pack of pickled popsicles, please?
As long as you say please. And a gummy pickle?
Did we have those? I'm pretty sure we had giant gummy pickles.
Yes.
And we had hot ones too, like a jalapeno one too. And
that's for the kids that you want to shut up. Yeah.
And pickled candy canes. So wouldn't that be a disappointment if you weren't expecting that?
They probably look like the mint ones because it'd be green with the white.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a strange thing when you're thinking you're going to take a bite of something and you think what it is, and when you have it, it's not.
As Heston Blumenthal's whole shtick.
Yeah.
And there is a pickle juice soda. And then again, Finkel's Dill Pickle Sprinkles.
Yeah.
Please, please, please. And the Vlasic Pickle Chips. And Sonic. Oh, this was so funny. Sonic is rolled out. This is in 2019. A pickle juice slushie as part of its menu.
Why not?
Well, why not? Could you put some soft serve on top of that? I don't know. How about pickles and milk?
And then in Cleveland, Molly's of Cleveland, a chocolatier, came out with chocolate-covered dill pickle spears.
That I can't do. Unless someone just said, try this.
Yeah.
If I had to pick it up and try it, I don't know how I'd go.
Well, it has to be dried somehow. It can't be wet.
Yeah, but although, like you said, the pickled gummies, I like the pickled gummies, or not the pickled, chocolate-covered gummy bears. And the pickle split. There is this.
So it was split. Yeah, split. So it's like a banana split with pickles.
Yes, exactly. Ew.
For pregnant women.
There must be something about that because there's a whole bunch of people that have done like pickles and ice cream sort of thing.
Well, you hear it all the time. I don't know if I would ever try it.
No, I wouldn't try it. And I was pregnant twice. I didn't do it.
Speaking of that, now people are doing pickle pairing.
Pickle pairings.
Yeah. Like you do wine pairing. You have a certain wine to pair with certain meal. Now you have pickle pairing.
I like the idea of a pickle pairing. I want to pick a pickle pairing.
And pair it with your pear commode.
I want to pair cider with my pickle pairing. There we go. Now, quickly, we're going to run through this.
Yeah.
What else you can pickle?
You can pickle walnuts.
You can pickle beets.
Watermelon rind.
Okra.
Winfrey. No.
Okra, not okra.
Sounds the same.
Yes.
Avocados. How do you pickle an avocado? It'd be so soft.
I know you get them.
Oh, the hard ones.
The hard ones.
Yeah,
so
they can't eat, and then by the time they're ripe, you got to throw them away because they're rotten.
That's exactly right. So when that happens next, you can pickle them because you spent $5 on one. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, shrimp. Well, people have been pickling shrimp forever because that's when you do ceviche. It's basically you're pickling instantly. By putting it.
Well, I was quite shocked when I read that, but it sounds good. Pickled radishes I've had and I like.
Blueberries,
turmeric,
eggs, pickled eggs. Yeah, you see that all the old bars in New York. Don't go near the guys that are eating those eggs and drinking beer.
That's not a good combination.
Yeah. Pickled Brussels sprouts, and they still probably taste awful.
We've had those, and they're not. They're
not
good.
Awful. Okay.
Pumpkin rind, peaches, like I said. Red Christmas pickles. So you make your pickles, but you put red hots in them. Yeah. We should do that at Christmas time.
Pickle bologna.
Yum. I had to, do you know what? Every time I type or write the word bologna, I sing the song in my head. BOLOGNA.
And then strawberries.
Asparagus, which I've got some in the fridge.
Yeah, asparagus. And because the Canadians use like the asparagus and long green beans, they pickle all those and they put it into the Caesar.
Mm-hmm. And pickled mangoes.
Oh, yes. All right. So, hey, we're going to do a Nat Nosh. Bam, bam. When we come back.
From our pickle break.
Yep. Okay, we're back.
With a bonus.
Oh, yeah.
segment.
Pickles in sport.
How do we miss this? We both had one and we didn't talk to each other. And that's how it happened. Okay, you go first.
Well, my pickle story is I remember watching the Mets and all that. And when Nolan Ryan was coming up, he came up as a Met, as a rookie. And him and other players used to get blisters on their fingers.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just John Lennon. I got blisters on my fingers. They used to soak it in pickle brine.
Really?
Yes. They probably still do.
Oh, I have to do that. I have just some shoes I need to break in. Maybe I'll put that on my
your
ankles.
Pickles in your shoes and your pickles.
Well, now, so my sport thing is the Eagles thrashed, is the word used, the Cowboys, in sweltering heat in September of 2000. And the players attributed their win to one thing: guzzling down immense amounts of cold pickle juice.
So where do you buy pickle juice?
Well, you just chuck the pickles
You
out.
chuck the pickles out.
And just have the juice.
That's always I wondered that. You know, like, and as a kid, listening to that story about the pitchers using pickle brine, you know, to put their fingers in. And
you eat the pickles first, and then you got the leftovers.
Yeah, okay.
You can ask Brendan. He didn't want
sometimes,
anything to go to waste
you only
the
got
other day.
like a little quarter jar of juice left after you take the pickles out. So you need a
lot of pickles.
You need a lot of pickles.
You need a pronounced punnet of pickles.
Okay, so let's give a quick mention to where are we, Barbara?
What do you mean, where are we?
Where's the store? So people know if they're listening for the first time.
Right.
They ran across us just because this looked good.
We are at 73 Cochrane's Road, Moorabbin. We are open Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5, Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 11 to 5.
And just in case you forgot or didn't listen to the beginning of the show.
That's true.
The code for the month is apple pie.
That's right.
Discounts.
It's good. We just talked about baseball, too. Goes with apple pie.
And Chevrolet and Mom. Yeah, okay. And if you want us, we're at podcast@usafoods.com.au.
That is correct.
On to listener mail.
Yes. Well, we've had a few things. A few weeks ago when we had our in-house special, that was huge. So, that went on for all day, and we talked to so many people, and people got to say hello to their grandparents and everything. And so before that, Neil, now, it could be Mikado, or Machado, because I've seen it and heard it pronounced
three different ways.
Three different ways. So Neil, let me know how it is. Neil came down with his friend Josh, and they hadn't been to the store since Bentley.
Wow.
So then
he was just a young boy then.
He was, and he's like, man, he's got his own car and money. So he came down, had a spin of the wheel. I can't remember what they won, but that was really nice to see them. And there was also Liz had a comment the other week as well. We'll get back to her. And Leslie had a comment for you.
Yeah.
She wants to know what the heck you were talking about. There is no chocolate on bear claws. Any bear claws she's heard of.
I never said there was chocolate on
You
bear claws.
did?
I did.
Evidently.
Go back to the videotape. Okay. I was talking about the other chocolate things, the other big chocolate mountains, like,
Oh, no, I think we're talking. Then I calmed her down a little bit. And I said, look, but remember at Cottage Bakery when they did the bear claw ring, they put a bit of chocolate on that. And she goes, well, I suppose.
Well, it's different bakers.
But she, always wants to correct, as always.
Yes. All right.
And that is it for our feedback at the minute.
Okay.
Now, we need to go on to something special. It's our usual weekly thing.
Nat Nosh.
That's it.
There we are. Okay, so Wednesday, July 28th is National Milk Chocolate Day.
Love that.
Ooh.
Ooh, I've got some Hershey's in the fridge.
And you.
you in the shop. Yeah. And Thursday, July 29, I'm going to go for the second two. National Chicken Wing Day. Is it just one wing or several wings? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. And National Lasagna Day.
Oh.
But there's a cheese sacrifice purchase day.
Yeah.
Which is...
You could explain this.
Oh, God.
And you could take the slack.
I will not. So, PETA, do not call me. Any members of PETA, this is what... I forgot what year it was. It was like the early part of the century, of last century. July 29th is Cheese Sacrifice Purchase Day. And the saying is, if you want to catch some mice... First, some cheese you must sacrifice. So purchase the cheese upon this day, and a mouse-free house is here to stay.
Brought to you by the National Cheese Factory Association.
And the Tenement Society. That's it. So they want you to use some of your cheese and put it on a mousetrap. The mice that we caught when I was a kid,
cheese.
They like peanut butter.
Yeah.
They go for the peanut butter. But anyway, it's not peanut butter sacrifice day.
Because these guys are trying to sell cheese.
That's exactly right.
Okay. And on the 30th is National, speaking of cheese, Cheesecake Day.
Yum.
And everybody loves cheesecake.
You got your baked, you got your refrigerated, and your New York style, your blueberry, your strawberry. July 31st is National Avocado Day.
And we got some really good avocados now coming into season here in Australia.
Oh, yes. They've been fantastic.
Before they go up to $6.50 each. Right now they're at $1.
I can always give my mom heart palpitations by sending her pictures of how much avocados
and limes.
Cost. Oh, God, don't start. And National Raspberry Cake Day.
Yeah. And then, and it's also on the same day, on the 31st, is Cotton Candy Day.
Yes. Now, I have a quick story about cotton candy. Mackenzie, who works with us, who is going to be 23 shortly, when she was little, like knee high, we went to a Christmas party at her father's work, and they had free cotton candy, or fairy floss, as they said. But she got to the front of the line, and they gave it to her, and she didn't have to say anything or pay anything, and she worked it out. So she just spent the whole day going to the back of the line.
How sticky was she afterwards?
She was so sticky.
She's like flypaper.
She was. Too bad people were throwing money in the air. She could just put her face in it. It was the funniest thing.
Oh, God. All right. Let's move. That's good. Sunday, August the 1st is National IPA Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Indian Pale Ale. Very
nice.
Yeah.
Do we have? I think we have some in the fridge at the moment.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. We had some in the fridge. I obviously wasn't quick enough. National Raspberry Pie Day is on the same day as well. And Monday, the August 2nd, is National Ice Cream Sandwich.
Oh, yes. The Bungalow Bar Ice Cream Sandwich. Or what was the other one? Eskimo Pie, right?
No, Eskimo Pie was coated in the chocolate.
Oh, what was the other one?
I can't think of the name of it, but I like to have the little holes in the chocolate. Yeah. But I like it if you get 2 oatmeal cookies and let it go soft.
Well, there's that place in Westwood in California by UCLA.
Right.
Not the university, not the University in the corner of Lexington Avenue. That's the one in New York. And these guys always have a line outside. They made these big fresh cookies, like chocolate chip cookies, and they made the ice cream sandwich there while you're waiting online. And it was like $2.
Oh, goodness me. That is worth having a day for. Yeah. And August 3rd, we've got National Watermelon Day because it is summer and refreshing back in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah. And also National...
I left this one, saved this one for you, Phil.
National Grab Someone's Nuts Day.
No.
Oh, some nuts.
Some nuts. Actually, that's better than I thought it was going to go. So I'll take that one.
Oh, whatever. Yeah,
Whatever, we'll make it work. And next week's show, we have got deli food.
Yeah.
Now, there's talk.
Oh, whispers.
There's whispers that we might have a special guest.
Wow.
So if we do, I don't know.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you guys know. We hope so.
Either there'll be somebody else on with us or not.
Yeah, that's it.
Simple as that.
That is it.
Okay. And you can do the sign offs?
I'll do the sign off. So Michael Chabon.
Who is he?
I don't know, but I bet he got smacked upside the head. It takes a sour woman to make a good pickle.
All right. Okay, that wraps it.
See you guys next week.
All right. Good night.